Greetings to everyone out there. This is Kambanchiri, and we am coming to you to discuss the importance of menstrual hygiene. As you are all aware, today we are celebrating or commemorating Menstrual Hygiene Day. To appreciate the importance of menstrual hygiene, I'm joined by Madam Joyce Sendoi, who is going to help me understand the meaning of what menstrual hygiene is and the significance of the day. Good morning, Madam, and welcome to this brief interview.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Thank you. So, briefly, just to introduce yourself, I've already mentioned your name, maybe your role in World Vision.
Okay. My name is Sendoi Joyce. I'm the technical specialist in the worship project, specifically for sanitation, hygiene, and behavior change.
Okay. So, for starters, before we go into the details of this menstrual hygiene day, what is menstrual hygiene? We would like to understand what it means.
Actually, to start with, menstruation is a process where the girl that has reached of age is able to have her menstruation, and then she needs to know how to take care of herself. So menstrual hygiene is actually a process where a girl is given the capacity to manage her menstruation.
Okay, thank you so much for that explanation. What is the significance of Menstrual Hygiene Day?
Menstrual Hygiene Day is a very significant activity that we cannot overlook as World Vision. As you know, World Vision is a child-focused organization, and our interest is the children out there. And their welfare, which includes their education, matters a lot to us as World Vision. So we put a lot of interest in the children's welfare.
Okay, and we do understand that Zambia, particularly most rural areas in Zambia, most of the girls are experiencing what we call menstrual poverty. What are the effects of menstrual poverty on girls?
Wow, there are a lot of effects that actually come about because of menstrual poverty, especially for the girl child.
And maybe before we go ahead and talk about menstrual poverty and its effect, maybe explain the meaning of what menstrual poverty is.
Menstrual poverty is a situation where a girl who has reached of the age is able to menstruate, but they are not able to manage their menses because they don't have the capacity to do so. So at the end of the day, they are just left but to probably even miss school because they are not able to manage their menstruation and they cannot go to school, and they remain behind in terms of education.
So in order to help such girls that do not have the means and the ways on how to practice menstrual hygiene, on how to do menstrual hygiene management, what is World Vision doing in order to assist the most vulnerable girls in the communities?
So as World Vision, under the WASH project, we realized that menstrual hygiene management is affecting a lot of girls, such that most of the girls leave school before they even finish their education. So with that realization, we actually realized that as a project, since we are intervening in these schools on the school WASH programs, we provide, actually when we started this project, mainly we are just providing the washrooms in the schools. When we do maybe the sanitary facilities, we also provide menstrual hygiene management facilities in these schools.
Okay.
Then we realized along the way that that was not just enough, because even if we provide a menstrual hygiene management facility, if a girl has nothing to use, they would not use those facilities, they would just disappear and go back to their homes because they cannot manage their menses, because once they mess up themselves, the boys could laugh at them in class, so they can't sit in class. So we realized to say, apart from just providing ablution blocks and sanitary facilities that have menstrual hygiene facilities, I think we could do something. So fortunately, as World Vision, we are part of the core team way back in 2016 that was sitting on the national core team that was looking at menstrual hygiene management, where You know, Ministry of Education did a research, and we found that actually most of the girls leave school along the way because of lack of sanitary pads that they could use when they are menstruating. So that's how government came up with the Menstrual Hygiene Management National Guidelines that were made in 2016 together with the Menstrual Hygiene Toolkits. So in those toolkits, there are different options that you can pick on in terms of the pads that the girls can use. There are disposable pads, there are reusable pads and whatever. But we realized there's a project that when you talk of disposable pads, like especially this time around, most of these poor girls in the rural areas cannot manage to even buy a pad in a shop. So we thought, wow, why don't we just come up with an intervention where we can help these girls to be able to make their own pads, which they can use and be able to continue. And then once they use these pads, they can clean them up and then they can reuse them. So that's how we came up with an activity of teaching the boys and girls on making the reusable sanitary pads. And as World Vision, we are not segregating the boys. We are including the boys because we want to move out that stigma which boys have, so that they appreciate that actually menstruation is a normal biological process that each girl should undergo. And then once they appreciate that, they would support the girls. And for sure, from the activities that we have done, we have discovered that actually boys are very supportive to the girls. So we train both boys and girls in making reusable sanitary pads, which they can wash and then keep them nicely, and then they can reuse them the following month. So what we are doing is World Vision under the WASH project, we are making two types. There are those we call the reusable sanitary pads, and then we are also making the padines. Okay. The padines, they act as a pant and as well as a pad. Because when you go out in these rural areas, some girls don't even have pants. Such that whether you teach them how to make a pad, if they don't have a pant, they will not use that pad. So a padine helps them to make sure that she will use it as a pad, and then it will become a pad as well. So we make both padines and pads. Okay. And we realized that actually this has helped a lot of girls, because before a girl can know what to do when she's menstruating, you find if a girl is taking maybe 7 days in a month to have her menstruation, it means the term has 3 months. So she will miss 21 days in the term, which is almost a whole month. And then in a year, which has got 3 terms, she will miss about 63 days, which is almost a full term. And when it comes to writing exams, these girls are not exempted from certain exams. They write the same exams with the boys. So you find that most of these girls, they drop out in school because they failed. Because they would have missed almost the whole term in a year. So we realized that actually menstruation is affecting a lot of girls. So that's how we said, what can we do? I think there's something we can do in order for us to maintain our girls in the schools. Okay. And that's how we started now the program of teaching girls how to make reusable sanitary pads, so that they sit in class and learn and have equal opportunities in education together with the boys.
Okay. No, that's a wonderful job that you have been doing there. Now I would like to just find out how has been the response from the girls, because most of the times when you approach the girls in the communities with such interventions, there are some myths behind such. So how is the response from their end?
Wow, the response has been so good, because when we are training these boys and girls, we also train some members of the PTA. And the members of the PTA, they help us to actually talk to the parents in the community out there. And as a result, all those myths and beliefs that are associated with menstruation are gradually coming to an end, because even the parents, when you look at the mothers in the community, they don't even have these pads. They have no access to sanitary pads. So it has actually become like, you know, a bigger way of assisting even the mothers. So they are also participating in making these sanitary pads, which they are using even in their homes. And it has actually helped to even overcome these myths and beliefs that are associated with menstruation, such that even the traditional leaders now are accepting menstruation and there are interventions that we are doing.
That's awesome. So roughly, would you have an estimated number of the number of girls that have been approached? Let me say girls and boys that have been trained here in menstrual hygiene management and also in making pads, as you stated.
I think from the time we started about 2016, we have actually trained over 4,000 boys and girls in making these reusable sanitary pads in the schools.
Okay, and as you are implementing such interventions, which other partners other than the Ministry of Education do you work with in order to ensure that this menstrual hygiene management is adhered to by everyone?
Actually, within World Vision, we are even working with the MNCH program, TPM, so that at least even the mothers that go for antenatal, that go to deliver in the hospitals, they can have access to these pads. Okay. And as World Vision, we have a big partner that is even supporting us with some of these pads. That is the Ngombe Needs Care. They actually get the materials and make some pads, and they donate to World Vision through our GIK. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And maybe just in conclusion, what are now the future plans? Already you have reached over 4,000 children with menstrual hygiene management messages and trainings. What is the future plan?
I think our main future plan for us to really say we have done something that is positive in the community. We want to evaluate the attendance of class by these girls to see whether it has really improved. And also, if the attendance has improved, then we want to also assess whether the performance for the girls in schools has actually improved. And we want to see how many girls manage to go up to higher education and even complete their education and go to colleges. Okay. Then for us, we'll say at least we have made a grade.
Awesome. And this year, the theme for this year's Menstrual Hygiene Day is action and investment. What do you think is the key message being relayed here to the different stakeholders?
I think this theme for this year is actually a very good theme. That is action and investment in good menstrual health and hygiene in a post-pandemic recovery. So which means it's a call to everyone to say it's a high time we took action. And then we need to invest more in the welfare of the girl child through menstrual hygiene management resources that we are providing to these girls. So I would love actually to even make a big call even as World Vision that it's high time we invested a lot in menstrual hygiene management.
Okay. Yeah. Well, as we come to a close, what would be your last words? It could be to the girls, to the boys, and anyone who's watching.
I think my last words would be, let's not assume that girls are okay in these communities where we are operating. They are actually hampered by menstrual hygiene because they don't have the resources to manage to actually provide themselves with the sanitary pads they can use in school. And when you don't take keen interest, you may not even realize that there is a problem. But it's a very serious problem that we need to really take and do interventions in our APs as we operate as World Vision, so that apart from providing education to these children, we should actually block the other ways that can block these children from not completing their education.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Sendoi, for according me this time to just talk about the importance of menstrual hygiene management and the involvement of the various skills that you have been working with. To our dear viewers, this is where we come to the end. We're discussing the importance of menstrual hygiene as we commemorate the Menstrual Hygiene Day. And just to emphasize, menstrual hygiene is a vital environment tool to the well-being of women and girls worldwide. And one key thing that I've learned is that menstrual hygiene is not just about pads, but it is about the wash services. Girls need to have the safe and the clean wash services, that is the toilets and so on. From me, Kambani, and Madam Sendoi, we say bye-bye.
Thank you.